walked in a few minutes earlier. Oh, I know some of you. We have met earlier. Hello, all of you online. Audible to all. Hi, Vikas, Rishita, Sandesh. संदेश, मैं ठीक हूं, आप बताइए कैसे हैं? अच्छे ही होंगे. आपके लिए बेटा वर्चुअली ट्रांसफर कर दिया था, आप ये वर्चुअली खा लो. ओके, दैट्स द वे. Okay, I'll just quickly warm up because officially we said 3:30. Still 2 minutes to go. Okay, 3:40 बताया आपको? 3:45 बताया? मैं जल्दी आ गया. मैं जाऊंगा, बड़ी मैंने शर्मिंदगी होगी अब. मैं 15 मिनट अभी कुछ बात करते हैं, नहीं तो. ओके, आरसीबी अब प्लेऑफ में जा चुका है टाइप्स. डोंट गो सर. हाँ, बार बार बोलो, अच्छा लगेगा सुन के. डोंट गो, डोंट गो. वी ऑल्सो नीड टू बी encouraged. No, we have promised, I think 3:45. Okay. So what we'll do is, I'll take up some of your questions. I'd listed down actually, कि आपके पास क्या queries हैं, what your doubts are. And I hope you have understood and internalized some of the discussions of Jojo sir and Manish sir. Okay, and I hope you all understood what we are trying to communicate. मैं भी सुन रहा था बैठ के online on the laptop, and even I got quite a bit motivated. ये अलग बात है कि UPSC thinks I am still not eligible anymore at this stage. Okay, otherwise it was very motivating for me. I hope you also felt the same. And in some ways, Jojo sir is my teacher too. Okay, so yes, he's older than me. Okay, in case you guys have doubt. So this was way back in 97, 98 when Jojo sir was starting off his GS classes. So I was among the first initial batches. Okay, and we all had one common teacher again, who's the godfather of ALS institution, Shashank Atom. Sir, I'll request him someday to come and address all of you. A great teacher, a great motivator. Now he's retired from active teaching life. So we all somehow are connected as a part of a legacy. Okay, then we go different ways, we come back again. But I personally am very proud to be part of this team now. Because some things, despite whatever you say, you can't replace experience always. And I proudly say that some of what I have learned, I have taught. Okay, I'm excited because I can very strongly say that I think we are the best GS team as of today. Okay, we have polity, IR, security, environment, geography, essays, governance. ये area तो हम आपस में ही divide करेंगे. Okay, me, Dimple Madam, some of you know her. We have Jojo sir, Manish sir. And then we have very solid faculties in history and the rest. So advice, I mean, it's one thing I tell everybody, you should know who to take advice from. Because आज के date में, if you look around, you have got no dearth of people who can advise. कहते हैं आप आपस में, I'm sure you're advising one another. ठीक है? It's very natural to us. But take advice, suggestions, from seasoned teachers. And generally, you hear a teacher, वो कितने पानी में है. You hear a teacher, can I listen to him or not? So I think you should interact, irrespective of where you join or whatever. Manish sir, Jojo sir, I'll be around if you want me in some of your inputs and plan your process. And 3-4 things that we want to set before you start off is, know what the exam demands. Know what the exam's design is. ये बहुत important requirement है. जब आप किसी जंग के मैदान में कूद जाते हैं, you jump into a battleground. If you do not know who your enemy is, if you do not know the terrain where you're fighting, if you do not know what tools you must have to fight, you lose the fight, no matter how big an army you are. I think the legendary story of Porus, the king, and how he got defeated because Now he trained, and there was, and same thing even Babur's army and Pratap, right? So what happened was, Lodi, sorry. What happened was, the type of warfare Babur brought with him. Yeah, he had those gunpowder, he had the guns, he had fast-moving horses, something that this team did not know how to use. The same analogy works for all of you. That when you jump into a battleground, when you jump into an exam, and this is actually a major battleground. It's not a small sprint race कि 10 मीटर दौड़ना है, 100 मीटर दौड़ना है. No, it's not an examination of 1 month, 15 days, 2 months का नहीं है. ये preparation आपकी लगेगी 1.5 years. Okay, and then the examination, and then some of you will also repeat. Okay, most of you will need 1 or 2 more attempts. इतने long duration का जो game है, जो match है, if you do not know, the exam's design, the exam's expectations, the examiner जो check कर रहा है paper, what is he looking at? No, it's like, you are trying to get into a competition without knowing the rules of the game. If I'm a very good bowler, I can ball very well, but I'm playing a football match. I can't use my bowling skills in football match, can I? Even if I'm the best of the skilled person in bowling, I can't use it in football match. And I believe, and all of us teachers here, that most of you, if you fail, God forbid, एक reason होगा, आप exam ही समझ में नहीं आया आपको. In fact, this workshop's idea of 6 hours was suggested to us by our godfather, Mr. Shashank Atom. He said, Shabbir ji, आप लोग शुरू करो, एक session रखो counseling का, where you tell the students how to prepare, with what mindset, with what process, and not merely as an examination पढ़ लो और हो जाएगा नहीं. एक आपको hand holding बहुत important है. Some of you, of course, have been part of my geography classes, so you have heard some things I have said. But a lot of things I've held back because I am an optional teacher there. But यहाँ पर अलग game है. So you understand time management now. You understand the role of syllabus, say appreciation. You understand the approach in terms of what to read when. This is how we would like to initiate in the process. You are all young, energetic. What happens in time is, after 1 or 2 failures, doubts will creep in. You'll start questioning your own abilities. You'll start questioning your goals also. कि पता नहीं मेरे इस लायक भी हूं कि नहीं, can I do it or not? It happens, very normal. I, as a teacher, I have faced this challenge many a times, where the student comes in, joins a course, then for whatever reason can't make it for 1 at second attempt, वो खुद ही डाउट करेगा कि सर पता नहीं, आप बताइए सर मुझे आगे पढ़ना चाहिए या नहीं पढ़ना चाहिए. I've had parents come to me and ask me, sir, what do you think? Can my son and daughter qualify? ये जो doubts होते हैं, sometimes these doubts itself will sap your energy. So इसीलिए हम चाह रहे हैं कि right from the day one, right from where you start the process, right when you are initiating yourself, know where you're moving. आपका direction. I'm sure he has told you about the importance of direction, right? Direction important है, direction and along with determination important है, dedication important है. And I'll say yes, I agree with what Manish sir said. If he did, the direction बहुत important है. I'll give you an analogy here. But मैं शुरू कर ही दिया more or less. It is 3:37, 36 now. I do not know if others were supposed to. Let me inquire once. I don't want anybody to miss out. एक सब आ चुके हैं ना? कोई छूटा तो नहीं है? Because I think उनको बताया गया 3:45 और मैं जल्दी आ गया. एक बार कंफर्म कर लीजिए, ठीक? I'll give an example to all of you, analogy में. This book which is about that rabbit down the hole. सुना है आपने वाला book? Anybody knows the book's name? Nobody knows about that book? Yes, which one I'm talking about? Alice in the Wonderland. सुना आपने Alice in the Wonderland? It's about the rabbit. It's a story about a girl who's actually sleeping. For whatever reasons, she dreams she has fallen into a rabbit hole. A rabbit hole. Okay. And she goes and falls down, and inside that she sees a different world. There is a Mad Hatter, there is a rabbit, there's a king, there are queens. It's a fantasy world. A very famous book. You might have heard about it, Alice in the Wonderland. उसमें एक part है where Alice is running very fast. Okay, running very fast, trying to escape whatever she wants to escape. And there's a rabbit. Okay, the rabbit asks, rabbit is standing there, and Alice asks rabbit, okay, where does this road go? Okay, rabbit tells her, asks her back, where do you want to go? And Alice says, okay, I do not know. And then rabbit answers, then it does not matter where the road goes. I hope you got the analogy, understand meaning of this. Okay? So if you do not know where the road goes, what do you want, it does not matter how hard you work. एक और quotation है, saying says that when you're running very, very fast, make sure you're running in the right direction. Because otherwise, you'll end up in the wrong place faster. And that's the reason why I think all of you, when you initiate your preparation in your civil services, set your bearings right. Set your goals right. Know the process. Because this examination, by the time you realize you have made a mistake, it can be as late as 6, 7, 8 months, as late as one attempt, और वापस आना बहुत मुश्किल है. Because आपका एनर्जी जा चुका होगा, your money would have been invested, okay, plus your own motivation will start compromised, your parents will start asking questions about you, okay, and even if you know you have made a mistake, you can't come back again. Then you are continuing the same run, knowing that you are making a mistake, hoping some miracle happens and things get right. And my assessment in my years of teaching is almost more than 21 years now. Okay, this is one of the most common reasons why people fail. They are in the wrong direction, wrong method, wrong technique, okay, and they're not able to come back and rectify it. So this workshop ka wahi intention hai largely. Okay, so we had the workshop in 3 parts. One was Jojo Sir talking about the overall aspects of your planning, all aspects of examination. He has talked about, okay, kitna marks chahiye qualify. And did you realize the analysis in terms of numbers now makes sense? Okay, what looks like a tough examination suddenly feels ye possible hai yaar. 40% score karna hai, 30% score karna hai. Okay, and to become topper, you don't need to have a brilliant mind. Okay, so that was the analysis I believe you understand now. Manish Sir comes in with aspects of, again, time management, syllabus, GS ka approach kya hoga, and all of that. Mera role hoga discussing 3 things. One is your optionals. Okay, optionals, even if you have decided your optionals, I'll tell you why you need the conversation. Second discussion will be the concept of integrated preparation. And I think, okay, that is where we stand out. कुछ दिन पहले ऐसी बात हो रही थी, somebody asked me as IAS Edukemy, what is your differentiation? How are you different from the others? And my answer was, it is the approach that we have in preparation that we call as integrated preparation. Okay, and what I mean by integration is 3, 4 things. I'll explain that. And the third thing that I think I have a fair amount of experience is notes making, answer writing kaise kiya jayega, how to have jottings. With some of you, again, because of geography sessions, you know a bit. Today, I'll put it as a part of a complete picture. Okay? So one is optionals. Second, the importance of integrated preparation. Third is the importance of notes, knowing how to make jottings. Very importantly, answer writing. And I'll extend the discussion briefly about something called as essays. Okay, I have been essays teacher wherever I have been. It's almost 15 years I've been teaching essays. Okay, and I believe I am good at it. Okay, trying not to be too immodest here. Okay, so essays is an interesting, different type of a preparation. And just for clarity's sake, okay, GS में कितने marks हैं? 1000 marks GS. I'm talking mains की बात हो रही है. 1000 marks. For 1000 marks, how much time do you spend in preparation for the GS? 9, 10, 11 months, plus maybe test series, another 1 or 2 months. So even if I am very modest, I'll say you take about 1 year to prepare for GS, worth 1000 marks, correct? Achha. How much marks is optionals? Paper 1, paper 2, 250 marks, 250 marks, kitna ho gaya? 500 mark. And how much time do you spend on optionals? Approximately 5, 6, 7 months. Maybe 5 months in some places, some 6 months, plus some test series, some practice sessions. I was surprised to know that essays paper, which is 250 marks, most of you will not even allocate 15 days for this. And essays is one paper, जिसमें कि marks swing wild होता है. You can get as low as 50, 60, 30 out of 250 and as much as 140, 150 also out of 250. And sir has told you, if you score 40, 45% of marks, you are a topper. Like not only mains, even for prelims, you will become the topper. And in essays paper, it is very much possible to score 140, 145, 150. 50% kitna hota hai 250 ka? 125. And in essays, if you score 120s mein, the chances are bleak. A paper which is 250 marks, a paper that has wild swings of marks, a paper where you can score almost 65% of marks, yet people ignore it and neglect it. And that's one of the game changers. I'll show you the marks of some of the toppers, how they have scored across different papers. This is the mandate that I have for the next, for this session of the workshop. Any questions online? Any doubts you want me to clarify? Prince, Jyoti, Shilpi, learned a lot of things from workshop. Glad, Ishita, that was the intention. Vivek, all good here? I can continue? I can continue, no problem here? Yes? Great, wonderful, thank you. Any doubts from you guys? Anything you want to clarify with me? Okay. In that case, I start off the conversation with a small real-life example. Okay. I'm talking about what? Optionals. Why optionals are important and what should be the basis of deciding an optional. I know some of you have already taken admissions in optionals. Geography has ले चुके हो आप लोग already. Okay. But बहुत important है that you start believing and having conviction in the option you have taken. It's like, I have chosen something, but because of circumstances around me, people force me to doubt my choice. Is it possible hai? Okay. People force me, ये तो tough है, ये तो हो नहीं पाएगा. This is not what toppers score with. Okay. So even एक तो है, you have not made your choice. If you have not made your choice, then this conversation is very, very important. And even if you have made your choice, you should know your choice is good. Your choice is valid. And in the process, agar laga कि नहीं यार, I made a wrong choice, then I'll say course correct immediately. You can't wait for 4, 5, 6 months for the class to get over and then come and say कि sir, मुझे this is not the option I wanted. Most of you are beginning off, and I think most of you are planning for next year, 2023. I know some of you are planning for 2024 also. That's fair enough. That's a good plan you have. But know the logic that you will go by when you choose an optional subject. Acha. What is the general mindset? When we choose optionals, a general question is, sir, is the subject scoring or not? The next question is it taken by most toppers or not? The third question is it easy or not? Okay. The fourth question is, sir, you tell me, can I do it or not? ये 4 question as teacher, मेरे भी कान पक गए हैं. And if you actually listen to this objectively, you'll realize ये कितने absurd questions हैं, some of them. Okay. Is a optional scoring or not? I repeat, is scoring or not? 1. Number 2, do the toppers take this option or not? Okay. And how many of them take and qualify? The third is it easy or not? And the fourth is, sir, should I take it or not? And you are asking a geography teacher, कि geography लूँ या नहीं लूँ? मैं क्या बोलूँगा यार? Okay, it's like, you are challenging, it's an existential question for me. Okay, you ask a sociology teacher, so how is sociology a subject? वो क्या बोलेंगे? Okay, we are totally at loss of words. So my answer is, you don't wait for me to market my subject. You tell me what are your concerns first. So of these 4 questions, 1 question I will eliminate, which is the optional easy or not? Is सबसे घटिया question है. Beta, is race mein, in this examination, if you're looking for an easy way out, you're not supposed to be here at all. You are already into a race which is among the toughest in the world. ये आपको पता है या नहीं पता है? You already know. Okay, vacancies 1000, 800, 900 होती हैं. Okay, so you have to work hard. You already know. You require different type of skills. So please do not ask for easy way out. There's nothing called as easy way out. अगर आसान होता, then this examination would not have the kind of traction it does. तो सब कोई IAS बन के घूम रहे होते हैं ना. IAS, okay, चल के वहां जा रहा है, ये IAS दीवार पे खड़ा होके गंदा कर रहा है, ये IAS ना वहां उसको देख लिया था, अच्छा मैंने समोसा खा रहा था, ऐसे घूमते रहते IAS. The fact that the IAS, okay, are coveted, they are sought after, okay, is because this career is not easy. So please don't look for easy options. Don't look for convenient, easy way out. There's no easy way out. What you must look for is, this is tough, okay, but can I do something to enjoy this process? Can I do something where I'm involved and I start to identify myself as a subject? Okay, can I use this subject as a basis of training myself as a great civil servant? ये होना चाहिए questions. Nothing in life which is worth having is easy. Okay, not your hobbies, not your family, not the person you marry, not your kids, okay, not friends. कोई भी चीज आसान अगर है, it will not have the type of traction it does. So is the option easy is a bad question. Okay, there are people who are brilliant in space science. There are people who are brilliant in music, people brilliant in arts, literature, people brilliant in different areas. It's up to you to find out how can you ace it. Okay, so nobody will ask me again, is this an easy optional one? Number two, now I'll show you some data. Yes, Sonu, you're right. Okay, so yes, but if a student has qualified from a subject, he will market it as the easy option, right? If I was a medical science student and I cleared with medical science, मैं क्या बोलूँगा? सबसे आसान यही तो है. If I'm a literature student and qualify with literature, I'll say this is easy. So, and unfortunately what happens is, देखो, aspirants approximately, okay, in ORN region, couple of thousands of them are here. You wait for some more time, 2-3 लाख लोग यहीं घूम रहे होंगे, okay. Of whom, how many qualify? Couple of hundreds, ठीक है, 1000, 2000 maybe qualify, ठीक है. जो आपके साथ, आपके आरों तरफ आसपास घूम रहे हैं, those around you, who are the ones? They are the ones who have not qualified. They are the ones who are starting and struggling. And when you ask a person why you have not qualified, very few people will say it's because of my mistake. Most of them will blame it on something else. The most convenient is, okay, coaching institute was bad. The most convenient is, okay, the optional is not right. The most convenient is UPSC is unpredictable. ऐसा कोई year नहीं है बच्चे where students don't come and tell me the UPSC is so unpredictable. Like, यार, this is the predictable part of being unpredictable. You're always unpredictable. तो हर साल स्टूडेंट सरप्राइज्ड, अरे ऐसा पेपर तो मैं सोच ही नहीं सकता था. हर साल I hear the story. So the people you interact with are those who have not qualified. And those who have qualified have moved on. They're not there to tell you what they did to qualify. Okay, so look at this data here. Yes, so all of you can see my screen online. All of you can see my screen? Yes? Okay. So look at this. I have some data and this is in the open domain. Okay, ये website में मिल जाएगा आपको, हर जगह मिल जाएगा. So I've taken the data of year of examination, who were the toppers, okay, what were their subjects, कितने marks थे. Okay, look at this. Okay, look at the subjects and look at the marks they have got. And I'm tracking the results of the last 5-6 years. Okay, you can all see this, I believe? No. Okay, now you can all see this, correct? All fine? Online? So Anthropology, look at the marks. 330. Sociology, 284. Philosophy, 277. Economics, 283. 272. Look at the previous year, 293. Ye 255 is relatively lesser. Otherwise, 305, 280, 275. Look at these marks. 361, 365. Okay, 321, 312. Sociology, 312. And look at the range of subjects. Okay, subjects में आपको सारा मिल जाएगा. Anthropology, sociology, philosophy, economics, physics, pub-ad, again economics, physics, economics, law, mathematics, anthropology, geography, anthro, socio. You can go on there. Okay, look at Kannada literature, 331. Okay, Telugu literature, 322. तो आपको दो तीन चीज होना चाहिए clear. Okay, one is, look, I have got some more marks here. Okay, electrical engineering. Look at this. Okay, I'm sorry, geography, 314, pub-ad, a bit less here, Pol Science, and all of them have been toppers. Look at Punjabi literature has also been among the top 10. Okay, geography again, 299. So, दो चीज आपको दिखाई देगा. One is, look at the range of optionals which are capable of getting you the top 10 ranks. And this more or less is reflected in the overall sheet also. I'll give you the data of the top 8-9 subjects of the last mains examination. Okay? Let me give you this list first. So, this is the result of 2020. Okay, in which Shubham had qualified. Okay, the subjects, top subjects में anthropology, sociology, philosophy, economics, physics, again sociology, civil engineering, geography, and then PSIR. These are the top ranks. Rank 1, rank 2, rank 3, rank 4, rank 5, rank 6, 7, 8, and 9. Do you see almost all top options being here? Including some of the less expected ones. ये भी है, economics भी है, philosophy भी है. Not something which are popular subjects. बाकी anthropology है, sociology है, you also have geography, sociology, PSIR. So in the top 10, 5, 15, whatever you talk about, you almost see all subjects are being represented. So two learnings here. Number one, to qualify, you need high marks. And high marks, you're competing in the range of 280, 290, 300. Okay. In fact, top 20 mein, very few people would have scored less than 270, 280. Yes, on some years, the papers are tough. ठीक है 10-15 मार्क कम हो जाएगा which they have to compensate by interview marks. They must compensate by the GS marks. Otherwise, to be successful, all subjects need 270 to 90 if you want to be the topper, and the marks are possible for all subjects. Literature में मिल रहा है, आपको science में मिल रहा है, economics में very few people believe, and in my list there are at least 5 or 4 years where economics have been among the top 10 2 or 3 times. But थोड़ी ना कि आप economics ले लोगे आप. Kannada literature has been rank 1. Doesn't mean you will take Kannada literature. So my conclusion from this is, marks can be scored in all optionals. This is one important learning for me. And when I say marks, I'm looking at high marks. आप नहीं कर पाओगे वो अलग story है. Some can do, some cannot do. That's a different story. But you need to score if you have to qualify. And I'll say, aim for top 20, no? Why will you aim for, I'll get 200th rank? Why? Or top 20 mein generally, you need to score more than 260, more than 270. And every subject has the capacity of giving you 290, 300 marks. So this is about your writing skills. That's one conclusion. The second conclusion, what you find is that the toppers are spread across many optionals. ऐसा नहीं है कि one subject gives you all the toppers, ऐसा नहीं है. All optionals. And I say all optionals, I'm talking about the major ones. By and large, UPSC offers about 48-50 optionals. जिसमें कि I think 25 of them are the ones that we know, plus another 27-28 language literature papers भी offer करता है. And of these subjects, the more popular ones, which most of us can take, are subjects like PubAd, subjects like sociology, history. It has not been as popular, but is gaining traction. I'll give you the data here. You have PSIR, you have geography, you have anthropology. So PubAd, sociology, am I missing an important one? PubAd, sorry? Geography, yes. I think this is more or less the list. Public administration, sociology. Some of you can also add philosophy. Some people do take this also. So these are the main subjects, and you'll find the topper lists across these subjects more or less. All good here? So my point was that all subjects are capable of giving you the right marks. And to qualify, you need to have high marks. Now, there's another important analysis. Now look at this. I'm showing you the toppers. Again, top 6-7 rakha hai maine, otherwise the list is long. What was the subject in optional and what was the graduation subject? Very important comparison hai. Look at the analysis. And I repeat, this data is on the websites, UPSC mein, and I've taken data as late as 2020 ka data liya hua hai maine. Look at the list here. So I'm so dikha raha hai pura list, theek hai. So 2020 ranks. So Shubham, Jagriti, Ankita Jain, Yash, Jaluka, Mamta Yadav. Civil engineering, anthropology. Electrical engineering, sociology. Computer engineering, philosophy. Commerce, economics. Physics honors, physics. If I go on this, you'll find, I'll say 18, 19 students out of 20 will have a subject which is not their graduation subject. Aage bhi dekho, I'm just give you the consistency here. Computer engineering, PubAd. Economics. Economics में qualify करने वाला invariably economics graduate ही होगा. Reason being, it's a technical subject, as simple as that. If I become a topper, say from civil engineering, it's impossible somebody else can take it, no? So the technical subjects, economics, medical sciences, or engineering, only if you have done your graduation in that. And even physics is fairly technical. You'll find the people who qualify physics are also those who have physics as masters or graduation subject. Otherwise, all the humanities invariably have some other graduation subject. Law, yes. Law, so law. Again, computer engineering, mathematics. This is Kanish Kataria. Design, anthropology. BTech engineering, geography. Mechanical engineering, anthropology. Chemical engineering, sociology. Not one subject matching in the top 5-6. You can go on there. Electronics, telecom, anthropology. Physics honors, sociology. Mechanical, anthropology. BTech, mathematics. Material engineering, geography. I hope you understand the pattern here. So the point of conclusion here was, you do not need to have the subject in your graduation to qualify. At the same time, you can qualify with your graduation subject also. Uska logic kya hoga? I'll come back and explain that. So 3 things I hope I have said for you. One is, the subjects are fairly evenly distributed in terms of the major optionals. Second is, kuch bhi optional ho, aapko marks leke aana padega of that kind. And every subject gives you a kind of marks. 290, 300, 330, हर subject में possible है. Third, all those who qualify, most of them are starting from scratch. They have graduation something else, और पढ़ कुछ और रहे हैं. इसका रीजन है, इसका रीजन ये है, okay, look at the logic, understand this. See, you all must plan for the first attempt. ये बहुत जरूरी है. If you mentally make up your mind, I'll qualify in the second, third attempt, वो बन जाएगा sixth attempt. You have to believe in that, plan accordingly and work कि first attempt में qualify करेंगे हम. But wisdom is I am also ready for the second, third attempt. Why? Because it's possible कि first attempt में you may not get the service of your choice. And some things can go wrong always. So mentally prepared that I will take maybe 2 attempts. Or mentally prepared 3 attempts. 1 attempt means at least 1.5 years of study. 2-3 attempts का मतलब है 2 to 3 years of study. Now you tell me, a new subject in which you have no background, can you actually study for 3 years without interest? You cannot. आपको वही चीज बार बार पढ़ना है और 3-4 साल पढ़ना है. You cannot study if you don't have interest in that. And for most of us, the graduation subject is not our interest. Most of us are casualty of our social expectations. Most of us are casualty of our parental expectations, peer pressure. Okay, unfortunately, okay, I am also an engineer. I always say unfortunately. Why? Because it happened. In life में shit happens, we say, no? तो वैसे ही कुछ है. Okay, and in the second year I discovered, यार ये तो गलत जगह आ गए. But क्या करें हम? Okay, पढ़ना है, 2 साल कर चुके हो. Okay, the society looking at you. So if I had gone with my engineering subject, I had no chance. For most of us, that's the story. And in the graduation, I think most of us know, we learn to beat the system rather than study the subject. Your master's at managing the examination, which includes knowing कि क्या question पूछ सकता है sir. And sir also has a very smart way of telling his children a very, very important question. Okay, this is something you can't ignore. Okay, make sure you practice this question properly. You know, यार ये पूछने वाला है, इसलिए इतना emphasis दे रहे हैं. The subtle ways of telling you. So most of us know what can be asked and you know how to beat the system. आपको subject का ज्ञान नहीं है और command भी नहीं है. But UPSC demands proper command, proper control in what you're studying. That's why unless you're very sure about your graduation subject, okay, you will end up messing with it. I hope you got the logic here. Why graduation is not always the preferred one. But अगर आपको उसमें faith है, if you have done your preparation well and study well, I said go ahead, do it. People clear with their graduation subjects. You have got no compulsions to join what your friends have joined. Because for every people who qualifies, for every person qualifies, there are thousands who will not qualify. Geography से इस साल 115 qualified, but there will be thousands and thousands who will never qualify. In some year, okay, PSIR say 125 qualified. The thousands will not qualify. Just don't go by these numbers. Okay, and those who don't qualify, they probably should tell you the wisdom, what not to study, how to study, and so on. So don't be trapped by the idea, okay, this subject not scoring, that subject popular, because in the exams, and I'll give one more data I'll give you. Okay, if you look at the last 2 years trend, okay, I'll give you the figures here. If you look last, not 2 years trend, last 2 terms ka trend, I'm looking at trends, 2015 से 2017 and 2018 से 2020 का trend देखेंगे. Okay, the trends tells me, okay, geography में approximately about 120-130 people qualify every year on an average. In some years 5-6 कम, in some years 4-5 more. There have been years where 150 भी qualify किए, 160 but this is more or less the range in which, okay, people have qualified, not marks, number of students I'm telling you. Then if you look at PSIR. Okay. I'm giving you the first one. I'm not giving you this one right now. I'm giving you this one first. In PSIR, the range of people qualifying was approximately around 90 to 120. In PubAd, there was some bit of fluctuations, approximately about 110, 120. In sociology, okay, approximately again around 125, 130 people qualified. Anthropology was a bit less initially, approximately about 80 to 100 people qualified. I'm giving you average numbers. इस range में है. You'll find across subjects बहुत बड़ा gap नहीं है. And if you look at the trends, 2018 and 2020 में देखो, the trends have changed, but look at this. Geography में you have approximately 110 to 120. In sociology, this is geography. In sociology, it's about 120, 130 again. Almost same. In PSIR, there has been some increase, approximately about 120, 130 from PSIR. From anthropology, it's approximately 100, 120. Okay. And PubAd has seen some bit of decline. फिर भी it's about 70 to 80 people qualifying from PubAd. So I'll say the major subjects हैं, it's fairly well distributed. Like if you look at law, इसमें बहुत कम है. Law में 30-40 have people qualify. ये जो major subjects है ना, PubAd, sociology, anthropology, PSIR, geography, these are the regular ones. So you don't have to think too much about which subjects give you the best result. ये vary करेगा. And no guarantee the same trends will continue in the future. So when you are a logically thinking person, you must see the trends overall. You go back, okay, maybe a couple of more here, maybe a couple of more here, maybe a bit less here. Otherwise, it's fairly even distributed. I hope you got the point, all of you. See, I am trying to communicate what? That results are possible in every optional. Marks can be obtained in every optional. You don't have to have a background in the optional to score marks. So stop bothering about trends in optionals. That is my conclusion for you. Okay. When you go by trends, generally, the people who set the trends are those who don't qualify. Because देखो, आपको लगा कि geography बहुत बच्चे qualify कर रहे हैं. You find that this year, there were 3,000 students with geography optional. 140 qualified, not qualified कितने होंगे आपके? I hope you got the point here. You found, okay, PSIR doing great. Okay, 2,700 have taken PSIR. Qualify तो 130 ही होगा ना? So your ratio in terms of how many qualify, that depends on number of people applying for it. But look at the actual people qualifying. 7, 8, 9% on average is the range that you have. I mean, have the numbers. Crazy numbers, people who take up an optional. Okay, so this number here tells me. I'll give an example. 2015 में people who took geography, 3,041. PSIR, okay. Sorry. Law, who took up law, 3,041 students took law. Qualified, 30. Geography, 2,669 took up geography. Qualified, 147. Okay. PSIR, 1,350 took PSIR. Qualified, 117. So when a subject becomes popular because you think it's popular, okay, the number of people qualifying, applying with it suddenly expands. But UPSC इसी range में ले रहा है more or less. 110, 120, 125, 130. Is it okay, all of you? So when the range is more or less set, okay, the more people take, the more failures आपके आसपास घूमेंगे. That is the truth of the trends. Don't go by trends, is my suggestion. Yeah, all of you online. Am I clear here, all of you? Don't go. So all those who took geography because of trends, take PSR because of trends, or anthro because of trends, you are in trouble. Because rule kya hai? The subject must be of your interest to hold your attention for 3 years. कि बार बार पढ़ो, बार बार अपडेट करो. Okay, and not because it is popular for most students. Yes, आपका graduation subject geography है, good Vivek, but don't go by graduation subject alone. I'll tell you how to pick up an optional eventually. Wait for that. Masters too. Okay, good, nice. All fine here, all of you? ठीक है? Okay. Now my next question will be, or your next question can be, then sir, how do we choose an optional? There are 4 or 5 checklists for optional. Again, when people look for optional subject, one of the logic they apply is, okay, no, before I enter that, let me give an analogy to you. Example देते हैं आपको. And the common examples I talk about is your relationships, okay? सोचो आपको शादी करनी है. नहीं, सोचो मुझे शादी करनी है. Okay, अभी क्यों फंसाएं आपको, okay? There's a person who has to get married. I can see 3 broad criteria. One is familiarity. Do I know the person or not? Familiarity. Okay, अंकल का बेटा है, मैं जानती हूँ हमेशा उसको. मेरे क्लासमेट है, I know her. नेबरहुड में है, I know her. Okay, a family friend है, I know him. That's called as familiarity. The second will be nice to talk to and nice to spend time with. Something about the person is very caring. Something about the person is very comforting. Okay, something about the person is very motivating. Okay, कुछ लोग ना एकदम टॉक्सिक होते हैं. उनका चेहरा देख लो या दिन खराब हो जाएगा. And some people, you think about them, you are smiling. Okay, so I'm talking about those other ones, not the toxic ones. They're nice, and you have a smile the moment you know कि यार, okay, वो आने वाला है, ये आने वाली, you know it. And the third criteria for partner could be, okay, he or she knows cooking. He or she is very good in a house, say cleaning and maintenance. Possible है? कपड़े अच्छा धोता है, खाना अच्छा पकाती है. Okay, ये भी क्राइटेरिया हो सकता है. So if I ask you, what choice will you go by? आपका क्या आंसर होगा? अभी सो रहे थे, अभी जाग उठे, है ना? लाइफ की बात हो गई, कोई बात नहीं. Yes, what will your choice be? What will your choice be? सारे जग उठे. Okay? या कुछ बताओ तो सही, या कोई आइडिया नहीं है. Second option. All agree on this? Okay. Because familiarity is a गड़बड़ वाला. Okay. Marriage के बाद में they all look new. यार ये वही था क्या बंदा? How come I didn't notice the horn भी थे, इसके सींग भी थे, इसके fangs तो दिखाई नहीं दिए मुझे. ठीक है? So this is a very bad criteria called familiarity. Okay? This, if ये basis है शादी करने का, बेटा you could have married lot of people. Machines भी काम कर लेते हैं. Okay? आजकल स्विगी खाना बना देता है, right? Okay? The criteria has to be, I think, ये wise होगा. Again, there's no guarantee by the way. Okay? After marriage, you realize सारा marketing चल रहा था. Okay? It's possible. Okay? So after marriage, that seems, but this is, I think, the safest option. Same analogy I apply for optional. The analogy for familiarity is your graduation subject. The analogy, okay, for this is overlap with GS. Okay? Just because a subject is familiar, आपने पहले पढ़ा हुआ है, that is not necessarily the one which will take you through. Just because a subject has an overlap with GS, don't go for that. 5 subject का अच्छा overlap है. Geography, PubAd, TSIR, Sociology, and to some extent even economics, yes. These 4-5 subjects have, and history, of course, I forgot history. These 4-5 subjects have good overlap with GS. When you choose an optional because of GS overlap, आपको सिर्फ 5-10% का advantage हो रहा है. I mean, it's an important one. I'm not saying not important. Somebody you love to talk to can also wash your clothes very well. Brilliant. ये तो jackpot है. Somebody so motivating, caring, okay, उसको खाना भी बनाना आता है. और क्या चाहिए लाइफ में यार? Okay, but this is not the primary one. Primary is, does the subject interest you? क्या आपको पढ़ के, are you comfortable or not? The subject should be engaging for you, and that's a very personal thing. So if you go by these 2 criteria, and for heaven's sake, don't go by, okay, yaar, 5 of my friends have married, okay, people from X community. तो मैंने भी वहीं शादी कर लेना है. Okay, इसी की छोटी बहन ढूंढ लेना है. Okay, my father, his grandfather, his great-grandfather, all of them had married doctors. मैंने भी डॉक्टर ही खोजना है. Okay, your father made a mistake. Okay, he will never tell you that. Your grandfather has died because of that mistake. Okay, so don't go by this trend. I hope you see the analogy here. ठीक है? Your optional subject is actually a marriage you are getting into. Like it can make you or break you. The amount of burden is humongous. The study required is enormous. And difference between GS and optional is, GS you can still balance by studying across subjects. Optional में आपको बहुत deep जाना पड़ेगा. You must know masters and research level of discussions in optional papers. In the college, many of you had the luxury of leaving some sections. कि मजा नहीं आ रहा, छोड़ देते हैं यार. UPSC में सारे sections पढ़ने पड़ेंगे आपको. So अगर subject में interest नहीं है and you don't have the engagement level, you will mess up in the examination. I hope you got the idea, all of you here. So your criteria for optional cannot be graduation as the only basis. It cannot be GS overlap as the only basis. Okay, it cannot be popularity. वो तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं. As the only basis is, do you have interest in the subject or not? Does the subject engage you or not? And this is a very personal question. How can I decide for you? So how do you know this? ये जानते कैसे हैं ये interest है या नहीं? Okay, तो इसका there is step by step process है. Step number one is don't ignore your graduation subject. Say my subject is, maybe I am a student of say electrical engineering. Maybe I'm a student of commerce. Maybe I'm a student of history, whatever. What you should do is open up the previous year's questions and syllabus. You have to be familiar with at least 40% of the questions and syllabus. And you must feel confident. Yeah, 40% मेरा control में है. Okay. Then what you do is write some answers on those questions. Show your answers to a teacher. Maybe say you had geography optional in your graduation. Syllabus देखो. Okay. Pick up some questions and come to a geography teacher. Sir बताइए मेरा answer ठीक लग रहा है या नहीं लग रहा है. If the teacher is happy, he has good answer, go for it. But अगर syllabus देखकर, sir ये तो कुछ भी नहीं पढ़ा था मैंने, I have no idea. अब पढ़ाया था, but I have no clue about what was taught. It happens. Then I'll say, don't touch that option sub. Why? Because उसमें आपका base है ही नहीं. Yes, Piyush, makes sense now? So your first step is rule out your graduation subject first. Because see देखो, अगर overlap हो गया in terms of interest, your work will become half. straight half हो जाएगा in terms of efforts. But अगर interest नहीं है and base नहीं है, your work will become 3 times. So rule this out first. The second. So once you rule this out, फिर आपको बचता क्या है? Okay, maybe a subject related to that. For example, if commerce is my graduation subject, a related topic to this is maybe PubAd, not economics. Not economics. If management is my graduation subject, a linked topic could again be PubAd. Okay, if engineering is my graduation subject, generally, a linked topic of engineering is geography. It could be physics. It could also be mathematics. The एक link होता है. Okay, and this again, you must ask yourself. For example, when I was choosing my optional, mathematics was my first choice. I was very clear, engineering नहीं हो सकता. Okay, my father said, don't even talk about yourself engineer. You are a casualty of the system. You manage despite the system. Okay. Next year, mathematics. I used to be decent in mathematics. Syllabus देखा, questions देखा, मैंने कहा ये तो अलग ही दुनिया है. I dropped mathematics. Then I always thought I'm good in physics. Okay. मैंने उठाया question पेपर, physics उठाया. 1 month I did research, क्या questions हैं, solve किया नहीं किया, books देखा. Okay. Then I said, नहीं, physics also doesn't look nice. So rule out the related subject first. Okay. And you know your subject is linked to what generally. Okay. The third step is, okay, you are left with 6-7 subjects then, which are PubAd, geography, PSIR, sociology, history, anthropology. यही आपके 4-5 बच जाते हैं. And trust me, if you are honest here, you can easily eliminate most of them. You'll be trapped in 2 or 3 subjects. I know, yaar, I'm not sociology guy. Anthropology somehow, pata nahi, there's no connect with it. I can't imagine anthropology. Okay, geography, theek अच्छा लगता था, but maybe not now anymore. I think I find PSIR interesting. History I like because अच्छा stories and so on. Okay, PubAd question mark, pata nahi kya subject hai types. You will generally come down to 2 optionals, maximum 3. The step number 4 is take up the textbook of class 12th NCERT. All the subjects have class 12 or some basic IGNO book. Read couple of chapters, read couple of sections और ध्यान से पढ़ना. अगर समझ में आ रहा है, you have a sense कि यार ये अच्छा भी लग रहा है. Okay, you have done some work, then you take a leap of faith. Why I say leap of faith is, देखो, the only way of knowing actually if the subject is good for you or not is study the whole subject and then decide it. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. You must take somewhere a leap of faith. यार all done, आप लगता है कि यार यही looks like my choice. You judge. And when you take a leap of faith, you ask yourself 2-3 questions. One is, are the books available around me? आसान से या नहीं? Do we have good teachers and support systems? And of course, your interest आपका है. You jump into it. But again, even after jumping into it, generally, 1 महीने में समझ में आ जाएगा, are you that type of subject or not? For most of you, it will be 9 out of 10. And again, the criteria must not be is difficult or hard. Because subject नया है ना आपके, it will be difficult for you. आपने कभी नहीं पढ़ा. You never studied that. It's impossible कि जो पढ़ाया जाए सब समझ में आ रहा है. Not possible. But एक general sense होता है कि I am liking this. It's interesting. ये कुछ मुझे सिखा रहा है मुझे. Things I never thought was possible. I didn't think, oh, ऐसा भी देखा जा सकता है. Wow. I'm reading some books. New concepts are there. याद नहीं हो रहा, कोई बात नहीं, लेकिन समझ में तो आ रहा है ना. It cannot be easy, it cannot be easy, impossible. In my experience, it need not be your experience. I took up PubAd. 1 महीना पढ़ा PubAd. Then I said, yeah, this is not my piece of cake at all. I'm one of those who did 4-5 experiments first. I took up the books, bought the books, studied, made notes. Something inside me said, नहीं, 1 महीना पढ़ लिया, लेकिन somehow I didn't have the kick about it. A friend of mine, okay, who began with geography, he says, ये नहीं हो रहा है यार, geography मुझसे नहीं हो रहा. It happens. Then take a leap of faith, you be patient, and you continue with it. So all of you who have taken an optional already, don't get swayed by what your friends tell you. हर तरह के एडवाइजर्स होंगे आपके. ये लेंदी है, ये तो मुश्किल है, कि इसमें कुछ मटेरियल मिलेगा नहीं यार, इसमें कोई टीचर ही नहीं है, कहाँ पढ़ रहा है तू यार. You keep quiet. That guy is a toxic guy. Avoid him. Your friend should be probably supporting you rather than सुबह शाम वो चेहरा देखकर ही कुछ ना कुछ उल्टा बोलेगा, मेरा दिन खराब हो जाएगा. Is it okay? Yes, the feel factor, yes. All fine here? The basis of choosing optional. Okay, and be ready. Some optionals do demand extra type of thinking. Some are philosophical. Some are current dynamic based. Okay, some are short syllabus but deep thinking questions. Philosophy was there. Philosophy has a smart syllabus. But questions ऐसे आते हैं. One of my teachers said this to me. Philosophy या तो आप में है या नहीं है. You can't cultivate it. It's about your personality. Like, अगर आपके personality is not philosophical type, you can't. And if it is, wow marking होगा उसमें. You find some toppers with philosophy options, no? ठीक है? So these are the 4-5 things I hope you take back as a part of the guide for optional selection. और अगर आपने more or less ये किया हुआ है, don't look left right too much. I gave you the example, no? Look at the number of people who have qualified across the years. वही 120, 130 के range में रहेंगे. It will not be dramatically different. Okay, 110, 115, where is that? Yeah, this one. More or less यही range है, people who qualify from the generic optionals. And let's hope for the best, try our best that we are one among those type of students. Yes, all fine? अच्छा, आपको feel आ रहा है geography में. Good, Ashmita. I'm happy. और feel जितना बांटना है बांट देना. Good. Okay? And let's also be clear about one more fact. इतने बड़े जर्नी में there will be moments of self doubt also. पर मुझे डाउट होता है कभी कभी यार मैं टीचर बना के सही किया कि नहीं किया. There are more fundamental doubts. Okay, is this the right person I married or not? And I'm sure she also has the same doubts. Okay, but end of the day we smile. Okay, अब हो गया so हो गया, अब क्या करें अब? Okay, let's continue with it और क्या? Okay, that's the moment when I feel angry on my parents कि यार ठीक है, okay, some things you live with. So you will have self doubts. Okay, but be resilient to persist with the choices that you make. All good? Doubts होता है पीयूष, अच्छी बात है. You are thinking man then. अगर doubts नहीं हो रहा है मतलब you have become a moron. Vegetable हो कि doubts ही नहीं है. बटन ऑन किया और बिजली चल रहा है, पंखा चल रहा है, कोई डाउट नहीं है. Okay, I think I've taken care of the first question. The basis of choosing optional subject. No trends, all subjects score. You have to score high. Okay, there are 6-7 subjects, which is where bulk of the people qualify. The trends might change a bit, but there's enough scope for all of you to qualify if you put in the right effort. Let GS overlap not be the primary factor of taking an optional, and let familiarity not be the primary factor. And there is step-by-step check. पहले नहीं किया, अब check कर लो करना है तो. That's how you choose your optional. Can I move on now? Can I move on? Oh, great. That's nice, Pooja. Anybody, any questions here? Any doubts here? You're allowed to interact with me. ठीक है? Are you all tired, are you? I'm sure you all. No, you're not? Wow. Then, okay, some of you are. बोलो, पूछो ना. अच्छा, okay, this is an important question. Okay. वैसे ये वो घटिया वाले में आता है. Okay. I'm trying to make it exciting कि वाओ क्या पूछा, एग्जैक्टली यही मना किया था मैंने. ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं है ना, आदत से बाज नहीं आएंगे. Look at this, and this is data on the UPSC website. Okay, one of them asked me the existential question. क्या पूछा? Is psychology is a scoring paper or not? Okay, now look at the data. The subject which has the highest percentage of selections in terms of people who appear and the highest band of marks. Anybody can guess which subject? Which subject has the highest band of marks? Medical science. Medical science में the success rate is approximately 18 to 22%. But 20 लोग on an average out of 100 qualify if they appear for medical science. Okay? उसका reason subject नहीं है. उसका reason है the people who take medical science. Anybody doctor here in the class? कोई doctor है? Anybody doctor in the workshop online? बेटा डॉक्टर की जिंदगी ना बुक्स, लाइब्रेरी, बुक्स और कुछ नहीं है लाइफ में. इट्स वेरी डिमांडिंग. सो एज ए कल्चर दैट्स ओके स्पीसीज जो पढ़ाई करता रहा है. दैट इज व्हाई अगर डॉक्टर अगर एम्बिशियस है ही क्लियर्स इट. इट्स नॉट बिकॉज मेडिकल साइंस बीइंग फेवर्ड. यूपीएससी ने कहा जितने डॉक्टर आओगे अच्छा है, हम सब बीमार लोग हैं, हमें ठीक करो. ऐसा नहीं है. It is subject, the students, the type of study they have been doing, which is the next successful one. Surprise, हालांकि अब खराब हो गया रेशियो. ओवरऑल देखेंगे, it is law. Approximately, इसमें again 13 to 15% का success rate है. Again, the amount of content of law is so huge. कोई अगर ढंग का लॉ पढ़ा हुआ और अपियर करेगा ना, he manages it. Among the third is psychology. If you go by trends, साइको की बात क्यों कर रहे हो? मेडिकल साइंस लो ना यार. क्या ख्याल है बताओ? ओ आपने ऐसे छेड़ दिया मुझे. Okay. He's from commerce background, asking a geography teacher, shall he take psychology? And a geography teacher with an engineering background is talking about medical science and discouraging psychology. Wow, this is great. You got your answer? पता नहीं मैंने क्या बोला, how did you get it here? So you have the idea of what I mean by C category का D class question. All got it? Okay, मैं categorization में भी एक वाहियात है और एक निहायत ही वाहियात क्वेश्चन है. Okay, so I'll put that C category का D class question. I have not seen you, I do not know you. Okay, so no matter. Okay, you just have a mass. Enjoy the process, guys. Exam tough ho nahi ho. The instructions from my side always is be sincere, not serious. हंसते खेलते you're trying at this age of yours. इतना भी कोई दुनिया का बोझ थोड़ी है यार. Come on. Okay, पार्लियामेंट वालों को नहीं है दुनिया का बोझ, आपको क्यों है? Okay, that species out there, carnivorous वाले जो हैं, okay, venomous, they are dangerous ones. कोई टेंशन नहीं है. ठीक है, why should you? Enjoy the process. We laugh and we study. We work hard. Okay, so the first discussion I'm done. Discussion was around optional subject. ठीक है, I'm moving on now. The next one is the significance and importance of integrated preparation. I think if I'm asked to say कि सर आपके approach में different क्या है, or I as the institution, IAS Edukemy, what do we bring differently? Okay, what is that pedagogy I'm talking about, which is unique? I'll say this is it. The concept of preparation that is integrated. And as there are 4 or 5 components of this. Okay. One is, when I say integration, I mean GS and optional का integration. पहले मैं option कर लूं, then I will do GS, then I will do essays, then I will do interview. Doesn't happen like that. It must happen together. While optional going on, okay, your GS must also go on. And I'm talking about not just the classes, I'm talking about your preparation. Room में भी बैठकर. I'm not saying कि हर दिन दोनों पढ़ो, but somewhere it has to move parallelly. Okay, that's one element of integration, GS and optional. And I'll explain why I'm saying this. The second element of integration is prelims and mains and interview. ये भी साथ होना चाहिए. At least this is not a trend in Delhi, but in regional centers, in the smaller towns, you'll find institutes offering course, prelims only course, mains only course. It is a trick to fool you. You can't clear prelims without your mains foundations. And you can't even score well in mains without a good moving in the prelims. And you can't keep personality tests for afterwards. कि पहले clear तो हो यार, फिर देखा जाएगा. No. Because personality is something that's built over time. Okay. And 1 year is good amount of time for thinking to change. Prelims हो गया, mains हो गया, results के बाद 15 days में, sir, I want to become a personality. Okay. उसमें बॉडी बन जाएगी आपकी 5-6 2-3 महीने में, बट नॉट पर्सनैलिटी. आप मुंह खोलेंगे, हम जान लेंगे यार, बैठ जा. okay. डोले शोले दिखाओ, ठीक है, 2 months टाइम में, ओके, ये एक्स्ट्रा मसल निकल गया है मेरा. ओपन योर माउथ, आई नो यार, यू आर नेक्स्ट जनरेशन. यस, एनिमलिज्म. yes. Okay, so it's integrated in terms of what? Prelims and mains and interview together, it must happen. The third aspect of integration is, okay, read and write. Okay, some of you I have discussed already. This is what we call as study. Only reading is not study. Only class attendance is not study. पढ़ना भी होगा और साथ-साथ notes बनाना है. And some of you know how important I think it is and how much I stress on. You cannot delegate the notes making part for the future. कि अभी ये खत्म कर लेते हैं 2-3-4 पेज, 1 chapter, 10 chapters, and I will write after 1 hour. I'll write after 1 day. I'll write next week. वो लिखाई कभी होगी नहीं. People ask me, sir, if we are writing while I am reading, it's possible I end up writing lot of unnecessary things. Yes, agreed. And in time you will know, yeah, I should not have written this. वो आप करते करते सीखोगे. But if you say, I will read once, second time, understand very well and then write, बेटा वो then write कभी नहीं होगा. It's a human tendency, you will postpone it. It will not happen. And अगर नहीं किया अभी, आगे तो कभी नहीं होने वाला. In fact, you students know, when in my class I say, if you have not written anything down, that you have not studied at all, is the conclusion. Life में, you have seen this thing happen in your childhood. The parents must have told you, बेटा अभी पढ़ाई कर लो, बाद में खेल लेना. मैंने बहुत सुना है, पढ़ाई कर लो, 10th कर लो अच्छा, फिर खेल लेना. ओके पापा, पढ़ लेता हूं. अरे 12th अच्छे मार्क्स ले आओ, फिर खेल लेना. अरे एंट्रेंस क्लियर कर लो, फिर खेल लेना. अब यार वो फिर आया ही नहीं मेरे लाइफ में. अभी काम कर लो, बाद में मजे करना. वो कहां है मजा यार? इट हैज टू हैपन सेम डे. मजे करो, शाम को 6 बजे हैप्पी आवर्स. ओके, दैट इज हाउ इट हैपेंस पैरेलली. Your play, your hobbies, your enjoyment happens along with वैसे ही life में and preparation में. Your writing has to happen while you are reading. That's why we call that as integrated. अच्छा, your integration also includes, okay, your optional plus GS जो भी पढ़ रहे हो, integrate with current affairs. You can't wait for current affairs to happen later. It's a skill you learn over time, over months and weeks you learn this. And You have to keep on integrating into this, keep on inserting into this. Some of this, your class and the teachers will help you with. Some you must do on your own. Okay. And the fifth aspect of preparation is your revisions. Your revisions and your tests also have to be integrated. You cannot say कि पहले पढ़ लेते हैं, I'll make my notes and I will revise later. नहीं. In fact, for me, I'll say your revision happens when you're making your notes. एक technique हम बात करते हैं in your notes making, I'll talk about today also, something called as summarizations. Some of you are aware of that. Summarizations, summary is the best way of revisions. Summarizations making is the best way of, recalling whatever you are reading. Summarization is the best way of memorizations. Because उसमें दिमाग चलता है, you are working, you are thinking. So when I say integrated, this is the challenge. So आपका day has to be some way, divided into blocks. A block of current affairs preparation, a block of basic reading and classes, a block for summarization, a block for maybe practicing writing or whatever. आपका एक दिन divide that into 3 or 4 blocks and do that diligently. Yes, summaries is the synopsis making, absolutely correct. Yes, पुराना रिवाइज करने को टाइम नहीं मिलता, रिशिता. That is the challenge you have to manage. If you understand, it's a must. People ask me, so how many times revision? As many times as possible. How frequently? As frequently as possible. अगर जरूरत पड़ेगा दिन में 2 बार कर लो revision. For revision, the challenge is converting your notes into a revision capable format. I repeat. Revision करने का challenge क्या है? Say, I read a book. If I sit for 2 hours, I think I can read 10-15 pages of a book. And pretty well. If I start writing for 2 hours, I can write down, again 10-15 pages I can write down also. And then you ask me, revise this. Revision of 10-15 pages is tough. उल्टाना पड़ेगा, इधर भूल गए, उधर से भूल गए. You become tired. So for revision, an important aspect is convert what you are doing into a form which can be revised. For example, के लिए ऐसे, think of, you've got a massive pot of biryani food or whatever you like. You can't eat that food directly from the pot, correct? That must be converted into a form. वो form क्या है? Small plate, 1 or 2 serving. ये form में आप खा सकते हो. अगर सीधा खाओगे from the pot, you can't. So the books you read and the notes you make is that pot. इस pot से revision नहीं हो सकता. You'll get tired, you'll get frustrated, you lose interest. This is the first level of studying, making the pot. And then transfer that into a form, small form, well garnished, well presented. You can eat well. The form क्या है पढ़ाई का for revisions? It is your summary sheets. So I have read a book very thoroughly, but not made a summary. I can't revise that book ever. I am doing classes diligently. सब कुछ लिखता हूं, लेकिन convert नहीं किया into a small, snackable format. I can't revise my notes either. आप करके देखो. Your own notes will put you to sleep. ट्राई कर रहे थे, जो भी नोट्स किया हुआ आपने, go back to your home and revise करो. आपसे पलटाओगे nothing else. ये भी पता है यार. अरे यार ये बोरियत है. You will turn around the pages. The only way of revising is convert that into a form which is easily palatable, digestible, and repeatedly referable. जब मन करेगा, निकाल के मैंने देख लिया. One thing about habits is said, habits is possible if they are easy to do. For example, Okay, I want to read a book every day. What you should do is keep the books in easy places. You can keep it near your television, keep it near probably your wardrobe, keep it somewhere, आराम से हाथ पहुंच जाएगा. But if you keep the book very beautifully up there on the shelf, you'll always ignore it. I want to avoid phone. Technique is remove the phone from a convenient position. Switch off करके okay, डाल देना ऊपर वाले shelf में. Same idea. So अगर revise करना है, revision is possible when वो एक form में है कि आराम से निकाला पढ़ के रख दिया. For me, it's generally 1 or 2 pages. लिखा हुआ, fold the page, put in a pocket. कहीं भी जा रहे हो, मेट्रो में खड़े हो, आगे हिल रहे हो, okay, done, put in the pocket. अगर convenient form में होगा, I've seen people in metro reading newspapers. I want to tell them क्यों किसको impress कर रहे हो यार? In the metro, everybody is COVID, okay, possible say spreader. चुपचाप खोने में मुंह बंद कर खड़े रहो ना. न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ के क्या वहां पर गंदी हिंदी में क्या उखाड़ रहे हो बैठ के. Okay, metro में you can't stand. Who are you impressing with your class notes? Come on. अच्छा है कि close your eyes, put a probably a speaker or whatever earphone and listen to music. और अगर रिवाइज करना भी है, it's better that you revise a synopsis, summary रिवाइज करो. निकाल के इतना लिखा हुआ है, रिवाइज कर लिया. Shut your eyes and you recall कि क्या मैंने किया. That's all. So your revision is possible if it is in a form which is easily accessible, easily revisable. Rishita, you got it? All good here? Achha. So now, what you must do to do this, that's a different game. Let's say GS optional, prelims mains interview, read and write, convert in summary sheets, include current affairs. To what to do for this, I'm giving you 4 or 5 options here. Okay, number 1 step is, the first step is your daily routine. Your daily routine, divide into 4 or 5 blocks. And your choice, which block will be when. I'll call one block as current affairs block. Subah karna hai, shaam ko karna hai, afternoon, your choice. But have a current affairs block time. Have a block called as class time. Whatever course you have joined is a class time. Have a block, okay, called as class summarization time. Okay, have a block, okay, called as revision and recall time. Generally, a block of okay, ये जो क्लास टाइम है आपका आराम से 3 से 4 घंटा ब्लॉक हो जाता है जनरली. This summarization time is generally 1/3 of this. So maybe 1 to 1.5 hours is the class summarization time. Current affairs time का block, it could be 1.5, 2 hours, evolve होता है. More than 2 hours, I won't encourage. Again, on an average, it could be on some days, मुझे मन कर रहा है आज 3 घंटा पढ़ेंगे यार, मजा आ रहा है पढ़ने में न्यूज़पेपर. ठीक है, करो ना, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. Some days मुझे देखने का मन नहीं कर रहा न्यूज़पेपर. Don't see it, leave it. But it can't become a consistent pattern. I'm not seeing the paper for 1 week, then that's suicidal. और every day 5 घंटा पढ़ रहा हूं, that's suicidal again. Average 1.5 to 2 hours a day. And this revision time depends on how your progress has been. Generally 1 to 2 hours. Start with this planning. So approximately 2 hours, 5 hours, 1.5, so 6.5. So approximately you are blocked for 7 to 8 hours. I think that's very good. On some days you might go for 10 hours, some days 11 hours, some days पढ़ने का मन नहीं करेगा, don't study, बंद कर दो, कोई बात नहीं. But ये आपका average होना चाहिए in terms of your day planning. Some of your morning person, accordingly plan your day. Some of your late night person, accordingly plan your day. Some of you don't get newspapers on time. ठीक है, शाम को पढ़ो फिर, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. Some of you have a class early morning, accordingly. But ये 4-5 block you should have in your day's planning. इसमें क्या होगा? Current affairs integrated. Now see, this blocking is doing what? Your current affairs gets integrated. Okay, your summary writing gets integrated. Your memorization gets integrated. Automatically हो गया आपका. और इसमें आपका GS and okay optionals भी हो गया integrate. Why? Because I'm saying 3 to 4 hours, no? Some of you 2 classes, okay. Some of you 1 class, only 1 class, then add 1 more block for 1 more class if required. But generally ये average होता है. Some of you maybe it's 5 hours or 6 hours, ठीक है. अगर 6 hours है, this becomes 2 hours. Then this you might not do every day, but a week में 2-3 दिन तो होना चाहिए वाला. Is it okay, all of you? Is it fine here? And I'll give the logic right now why I'm saying this. Now look at this. Okay? You are standing in the month of May last. Let me consider this as June. Okay? July, August, September, October, November, December, Jan, Feb, March, April, and May. This is approximately how you're planning. Okay? April and May. So this is 2023. This is 2022. Your prelims next year is what? May 28th, I think, is your prelims next year. Okay? Okay. If you start now, okay, you will require approximately 10 odd months for GS. If you start now, you'll require 5 to 6 months approximately for your optional. Okay? And you have to devote Feb, March, April maybe, even a time for prelims. ये आपका schedule बन रहा है आपका. And if May's examination for prelims, आपका mains कब होगा? Your mains will be September approximately. Okay, so this is May. Maybe September is your mains. May, September, so June, July, August. So approximately 2.5 to 3 months for your mains, correct? This is the approximate plan of your year till your next mains and prelims. अब आप सोचो. If you don't do optional here, you can't do it here and here. Can you? You will panic. January में आप panic कर जाओगे आप. Because prelims सर पे घूम रहा होगा. Any case, GS you can't keep it later on. अगर आपने current affairs यहां पर नहीं किया, you can't take up current affairs test either here. और ये जो टाइम है, this 2.5-3 months जो है, this time you must revise GS, optional, essays, current affairs, writing skills 2-2.5 महीने के अंदर में, जिसमें कि ऑलरेडी आपने 1 महीना काट दिया speculating, will I qualify, will I not qualify. UPSC loves me not, loves me, यही चलेगा आपका 1 महीना ड्रामा चलेगा. आपको पता है you don't stand a chance, but you know, उम्मीद भी कोई चीज है, hope against hope, शायद हो जाए. नारियल फोड़ के मैंने लिखा था, खुदा का नाम लेके तुक्का मारा था, God is great, will help me. Their expectation, one worst is, okay, cut off कितना जाएगा. Like exam दे दिया, cut off is done. Why debate about it? 1 month you will spend speculating. Then, if you unfortunately qualify, okay, 1 month क्या करूं? कुछ ये भी याद नहीं है, वो भी याद नहीं है. And if you don't qualify, 1 month of mourning. मेरी किस्मत, okay, my destiny. So in this time, जो 3 months है, you actually will waste approximately 1.5 months. सोचो आप 1.5 महीने, and this is human thing, okay? It will happen. आप लिख के ले लेना, ये होने वाला आपके साथ में. अब 1.5 महीने के अंदर में आपने सारा करना है. Can you do it? My recommendation to all of you here, online and you guys, don't give your prelims. अगर आप मेंस रेडी नहीं हो by this time, I'll say not at this time, by this time. Your 80% of mains should be complete here. Because even if you clear prelims, करोगे क्या आप उसका? You'll only end up wasting one more attempt. So work like I said, कि first attempt में clear करेंगे आप, and your preparation must include the entire process of integration. Because once your main cycle starts, बेटा आपको फुर्सत नहीं मिलेगा. Mains September, by the time it's over, maybe October end, mentally also. Then again, थक गए हो, you'll take 1 month of break maybe. किताब खोला कब? December, January, and you realize, अरे prelims आने वाला है. You'll have no time to come back and again finish this. And this cycle after cycle destroys students. And if you have not cleared prelims, एग्जाम देकर शोक मनाया, दुखी हो गए, some random work, suddenly December हो गया. Oh, last I didn't qualify. This year I can't take a chance. Your prelims starts from December itself. तो आपको मेंस के लिए टाइम कब मिला आपको? I hope you all get the logic here. I mean, I hope you remember this and go back and check when your preparation actually starts. ये mistakes करोगे आप लोग. So don't even think about the prelims examination, till you are very sure that by Jan Feb, I would have completed 80% of your coverage, which includes current affairs, all notes done, all summaries done, fair idea about answer writing process. You also memorize things because ye 1.5 mahine mein, you'll have no scope of memorizing either. So if you ask me, the exam is not as tough if you follow a process. This is what I call as preparation according to the exams and the learner's journey. आप अपना journey map कर लो पहले. Don't discover the journey while you are walking. I have to drive to say Haridwar. I must do all the mapping first. I can't drive for more than 7 hours a day. Okay, I must, probably find a hotel where I can stay overnight maybe. I must find out, the proper highway roadblocks hai ya nahi hai. Enough cash for my petrol. Do the entire process of planning. You will have surprises, but such surprise will not kill you. So, agar aapko journey nahi pata hai, that's what I mean by integration. You are in trouble. Is it fine, all of you? Integration idea? To this, I will add one important point. Dekho, in the interview, what type of, or in the personality test, what type of testing do they do? The testing they do is who you are as a person. Are you a good administrator or not? How do I know that? Your thinking skills, your organization skills, your ability to deep dive into topics as a skill, your ability to balance and weigh, logical, discussion, ये आपके test किया जाता है. So when you're preparing from now itself, for everything you study, you develop a mind for this type of thinking. I read, that the government has recently announced reduction petrol price. So what do I think is a question. Do I think it's right? Why? Do I think it's enough? Why? Reduction, do I think it will help? Why? Who will it help? Why? Who it will not help? Why? आर्टिकल पे तो लिख दिया है ये किया वो किया. ये जो थिंकिंग क्वेश्चंस हैं, why, for whom, is it right, is it wrong, who says so? You shut the article, you should be capable of discussing it and explaining it to somebody Okay, without doubts. That is what I mean by developing your insights. The government announces that we have to ban wheat exports. Announcing wheat export is a fact. Okay, it's a fact. My questions are, can government announce this? Has it announced earlier sometime? Should the government announce this? There are people who are criticizing. Do I think that's a valid one or not? What are the other things government could have done without banning the wheat? In the future, what do I think? Is this banning wheat going to be a trend every year or not? अगर ये आंसर कर दिया मैंने broadly, then I am understanding what I am reading. So 4-5 checks. Okay, this is part of what I mean by integrated development of your thinking skills, which are number 1 is the decision or the development a right one or not, and why. कुछ भी इवेंट है, जो भी हो रहा है वो सही है या गलत है आपको, एंड दिस इज, रिमेंबर, दिस इज all in terms of in your opinion. I don't care what the article writes. आप बताओ आपको क्या लगता है सही है, and don't stop at yes or no. Tell me why. This why thing will have lot of logical reasons. Who do you think, or what, or who do you think is responsible? ये क्वेश्चन है, ये राइट है या रॉन्ग है? कुछ भी आर्टिकल पढ़ा आपने. Who is responsible? Chinese crisis of pandemic whatever, or Sri Lankan crisis, India's inflation crisis, recently the global recession, or the US is in recession now. The stock markets have crashed almost 25%. Who is responsible for this? Or what's responsible? Maybe article में नहीं है, आप ढूंढो उसको. Okay, and why do you think he or she is responsible? Third question you ask is, will this be at the trend in the future or not? So how likely the same thing in the future? So essentially, you are going beyond merely reading a development. Okay. So this is about anticipation and logically. क्यों लगता है ये होगा नहीं होगा? वो ऐसे होता रहा है, आगे भी होगा. क्यों लगता है आपको? क्यों लगता है? Because some report says so. क्यों लगता है? Because some scholar says so. क्यों लगता है? Because some trends show that to me. I hope you got the point here. And a fourth question you ask is, okay, if you were in a position of authority, what would you have done? आप अगर होते US president, Sri Lankan president, India's policy maker, if you were deciding something, think of Twitter. Elon Musk offers to buy Twitter for $44 billion, correct? He's offering. So what do you think? Okay, is this development right or wrong? What dimensions? Right, wrong in terms of, okay, right to information, freedom of press, right, wrong in terms of corporate monopoly, right, wrong in terms of maybe exit route for startups, right, wrong in terms of capital infusion. When Elon Musk comes in, पैसा लगा रहा है ना, आपको क्या लगता है, right है या wrong है? What does it mean for the common man? Imagine world का major media, WhatsApp, YouTube, Google, यहाँ पर Twitter, Facebook, controlled by 5-6 people, Instagram. How dangerous can that be? 5 लोग, okay, पार्टी में बैठ गए, डिसाइड कर लिया यार, okay, दुनिया को बर्बाद कर देते हैं, चलो. They have all the means with them. Dangerous trend, right? Explain. What do you think? Then the question was, okay, who or what's responsible ये ट्विटर का टेक ओवर बिड आया है, क्यों आया है? व्हाट इज एलन मस्क थिंकिंग? ट्विटर का क्या मजबूरी है? इट सेज कि लेट्स सेल इट. कुछ रीजन हुआ होगा ना. सम डेवलपमेंट हैज हैपेंड रिसेंटली. ओके, टेल मी व्हाट इज दैट. देन टेल मी, ओके, फ्यूचर में will this be a trend that all of these big enterprises will get controlled by some people? Is it possible in the future? Or in the future it's possible that this monopoly will be broken in the future. It's possible. The US talks about antitrust laws. India says we can't take this kind of media which have ownership of so and so percentage by only one company. It's possible. What do you think? And if you were Elon Musk, if you were the Twitter board, if you were the government of India, what would you have done? अगर ये आपने आंसर कर दिया कन्विंसिंगली, देखो इस आंसर में देयर इज नथिंग कॉल्ड एज राइट और रॉन्ग आंसर. रिमेंबर दिस. Even an answer like I don't know is also valid, provided you have a logical reason. I don't know. If you ask me what's going to happen to the world economy in the next 5 years, I'll say I don't know. Why? It's too much of volatile geopolitical conditions. श्रीलंका का डेवलपमेंट हुआ है, गॉड नोस पाकिस्तान किधर जा रहा है. I have no idea what's going to happen in terms of climate change dynamics. It looks like a third world war, God forbid. Sweden coming in, Finland coming in, NATO application. Putin का तबीयत खराब है. Before dying, he might want to leave some legacy of his great strike on the Western world. Who knows? If I'm dying and I become desperate, मैं कुछ भी कर दूंगा ना. Okay. So in these circumstances, I say I don't know what will happen, which means my inability to commit is because of a logical reason of uncertainty. Perfectly accepted. But if I say I do not know, why? I do not know. Then I'll say you're not serious about what you're doing. I don't know why, because कभी सोचा नहीं यार. That's a statement on your interests. So in ये questions में there is no right answer. There is no perfect one answer. What I'm concerned about is why do you say so? My concern is what do you think you would have done? Let me see, सोचते कैसे हो यार? I ask my son sometimes, what if you could fly? I'm testing, ये सोच कैसे रहा है? What is his logic there? ये जो logical thinking है in terms of expanding your thought is a very important skill. Some of you got excited in the class also. What if this theory was applicable for India? आपको क्या लगता है, होगा कि नहीं होगा? That's your critical thinking skills. All good? All fine here? ठीक है? So your test of personality का जो development है वो यहीं से शुरू होता है. If you can develop this art for 6-7 months, believe me, your answer writing will also change. Okay, your way of studying. See, होता क्या है sometimes? Why do some subjects look boring to us? Because they don't challenge us. ये honestly fact है. Mechanical things bore us, no? But when you have a method in diving deep into certain discussions, you will find interest. If you have a method to pick out a new dimension from what's not obvious, आपको अपने आप मजा आने लगेगा. You'll enjoy that. Plus, that's your skill development of critical thinking. Plus, यही चाहिए मेरे बच्चे essay writings. Essay writing is tough because the essay writing demands think on something you have not thought. Essay topic is beauty lies in the eye of the beholder. मैंने कभी बस सोचा ही नहीं है, और सोचा भी है, हाँ समझ में आता है, एक पैराग्राफ लिख दूंगा. If I've thought about it, 2 पैराग्राफ लिख दूंगा. 10 pages, क्या लिखूंगा? What will I write? That's where you get challenged. Okay, love and care are the most important values. You all agree? Wonderful idea. लिख के दिखाओ 10 पेज में, 1000 वर्ड में, then you get challenged because you have not thought on those lines for as much expanse. ये develop कैसे होगा? You can't develop this in the last 15 days of study. People make a mistake of thinking about essays exams के 10 दिन पहले. सर ऐसे दे दो मैं रट्टा मार लूंगा. It doesn't happen like that. In fact, my experience tells me in my teaching career of essays, सिर्फ 2 बार हुआ है where almost the same topic was asked. Otherwise, every year the topics are what I could not even have thought about. Themes I know. कि women ने पूछ देगा. Themes I know. They'll ask about democracy. Theme I know. They'll ask me about economy, globalization. उतना पता होता है. Exactly phrasing क्या होगा, I can't guess. You develop the skills by this type of work. Have I explained the importance of studying integrated way, all of you? Integration क्या है? Optional and GS, prelims mains interview, study with current affairs, study with notes making, and also study with revisions and tests. Don't keep it for an afterthought. Fine, all of you? So I've discussed 2 broad sections. Online, is it okay? Is it okay, all of you? Okay. So in fact, the 3rd section I've almost discussed. I'll quickly wrap it up for you. So what I discussed was just giving you a sense of completion here. I've discussed, okay, optional, how do you choose, how not to get worried about the trends, okay, use your interest, okay, and there is some process, select what suits you best. Second, okay, we talked about the importance of integrated preparation and study, and I use a concept called as appreciate the learner's journey. Okay, appreciate कि एक process है, ये सारा एक साथ होना चाहिए. I mean, example में I say, typical like driving. Driving में ना आप 4 काम एक साथ करते हो. You're looking, controlling your steering, controlling the pedals and gear. Plus, you have a broad vision also. Side में कौन चल रहा है? दिखाई नहीं दे रहा, but you have an idea more or less. And you do this almost subconsciously. Those who learn first now, drive करें, gear change करने में, they look down and then change the gear. And they realize कि यार अब कोई जरूरत भी नहीं था. What had to happen has happened. While driving, accelerator किधर है? Left है, right है? It happens, no? You wanted to press the brake, you press the accelerator. But in time you learn to do all of this, okay, almost like a subconscious mechanical act. And you're enjoying the music also. See a preparation, something of that kind. ये सब साथ होगा. And believe me, you will enjoy. ठीक है? The third thing is notes making, writing. In fact, I've touched on this in this already, but I'll consolidate here. Now see, writing is the most important skill without which you stand no chance. No matter how much of content you know, what you understand, your level of intellectual engagement, सब कुछ एक तरफ. But लिख सकते हो या नहीं बताओ. And that too under 3 constraints: time constraints, word constraint and page constraint. ऐसे लिखने बोलो, लिख लोगे आप लोग, fine. ऐसे नहीं, write in 7 minutes. A 10-mark question has to be written in 7 minutes. I think Joseph mentioned that to you already. और कभी जाके ग्रुप में लिख के देखना 7 मिनट कैसे निकल जाता है. You don't realize कि 7 मिनट हो गया. Space limit. You can't write more than 2 pages or 3 pages. Some of you gave me assignments in your Telegram group. ऐसे नहीं दोबारा लिखो. Okay. जो लिखना चाहिए 2 पेज में लिख के दे रहे हो 4 पेज में. Not fair. What you must write in 200 words, आप लिख रहे हो 400 वर्ड में. I will not check that. Because just because you can write in 400 words doesn't mean you can write in 200 words also. मुझे word tight करो and then show it to me. And writing skill is one act you can't again learn overnight. In fact, your writing skill starts with the notes making in the class. There are 4-5 types of writing, and all of them are important. One is notes making. Notes making में there is no space constraint. जितना पेज लिखना है लिखो. The way you write in the class. Sir is teaching, dictating, okay, whatever. आप लिख रहे हो. 5 पेज, 10 पेज, 12 पेज. Without notes making, you can't study. In fact, I think I've told this to you in some other context. Mein, you read a book, and the book reading is without jottings and writings. वो कोई फायदा नहीं है. You have to write down, no matter how difficult it is. लिखना तो पड़ेगा आपको. Just this yesterday, some of met me, said, I've read 2 books, but notes नहीं बनाया मैंने. I said no. फिर वो book का पढ़ाई हुआ नहीं आपका. You have to convert your book into some kind of a notes. आप class आ रहे हो, notes नहीं बना रहे हो, bad choice again. Okay, that's one. The second type of writing is summary making. Second type is summary making. Summary making, you got the point now? You're converting a pot into a plate. Without summary making, no revisions. Without summary making, okay, you can't even memorize. Without summary making, you are not even thinking. Okay, summary making is a critical next step. Third is recall summary without seeing. This is your actual test of memory. All those who complain, sir, memorize नहीं होता, मैंने कहा आपने memorize कभी क्या नहीं है. Memorization is not always an automatic process. The notes making में, you might remember 1 or 2% of what you have written. In summary making, you will remember 70% of what you write down. बाकी 30 को आपको याद करना पड़ेगा. So those who don't do this, don't complain I have bad memory. Those who stop here alone, don't complain you have bad memory. आपको ये steps में लेके आना होगा. I think in science you understand the concept of short-term, long-term memory. Short-term memory is what's called as keeping something in attention. When you make a notes, you are being focused. But when you summarize, you are processing. आप सोच रहे हो आप. Imagine a 10-page write-up, you're condensing to 1 page. You cannot do this without thinking. And when you start thinking, processing, आपको अपने आप याद होगा. Okay. Then, having memorized this, recall and see. This is the most tedious one. This is the most exciting one. And ये सबसे motivating है. तो जब recall हो जाता है ना, you are okay at a different plane. बहुत मजा आता है. आंख बंद किया, the entire sheet is in front of my eyes. It's a huge kick you will get. You'll realize after 10-15 days, आपने पूरा book याद कर लिया यार. It's an incredible motivation. In fact, I tell students who tell me, sir, motivation नहीं होता. इसलिए नहीं हो रहा है because you have no sense of advancement or achievement. Why do you feel demoralized? When you feel, यार बढ़ ही नहीं रहा है काम. Why do you feel let down? काम कर रहे हैं but कुछ भी नहीं निकल रहा है. You feel let down. Then what you do is you look for motivation talks. Motivation talk can give you high for maybe half an hour, 1 hour, 1 day. You're back to your own, okay, miserable self. The only way of keeping yourself motivated is do something that gives you pride and satisfaction. किताब पढ़ लिया, okay, you have forgotten. Feel so demotivated. इतना मेहनत किया, कुछ भी याद नहीं रहा. I read 5 books, I remember nothing. से अच्छा है, read 10 pages, summarize it, memorize it, recall it. You'll have a kick. And your brain cells fire up. The more you remember, the better your memory becomes. There's a lot of science in this. Your gray cell starts multiplying faster. So ये जो memorization of sheets है ना, the more you memorize, the more kick you will get. मजा आएगा आपको करने में. I used to have a friend of mine who will take up challenges like, यार आज within 2 hours, I want to recall entire polity. He'll stand and start. Okay, word by word, concept by concept, entire polity को खड़ा होकर बोल देगा. Let me recall all the Congress sessions and what was happening. He'll start singing. So he gives him, and the guys listening to him, they're demoralized. And this guy, with every guy getting demoralized, he is more excited. I mean, it's a wonderful motivation to see your friends disintegrate. करके देखो, see it works or not. But don't do it, you'll never know what I'm talking about. Check it, all of you fine? And this is the only way your study can continue after the course gets over. For most of you, your study stops when the course gets over. अगर ये है तो नहीं होगा. Okay? The fourth type of writing is answer writing. Okay? With references. मतलब है क्वेश्चन उठाओ, see your notes, see the books, take your own sweet time. कोई जल्दी नहीं है. But word limit don't cross, and page limit don't cross, and don't miss any important concepts. I don't care about time. This is answer writing. किताब देख कर लिखो. Answer writing, notes देख कर लिखो. Take a sweet time. One answer, 2 days. कोई दिक्कत नहीं. Once you have done this, is the next one, spontaneous answer writing. Question उठाया, think for 2-3 couple of seconds, start writing. This is your last stage of writing. Imagine those who complain if we are failing. Ask them, how many of them have done this? Most of them will say, okay, I did this, but incomplete. And directly they will say, I'm trying this, हो नहीं रहा है. ये कैसे होगा यार? For answer writing spontaneous, you must remember all the concepts first. You must have fast writing skills. You must have ability to integrate current affairs. ये कैसे होगा जब किया नहीं पहले आपने? How will it happen? So it is this process, or इसमें understand, what I'm doing is, part of my study, I'm integrating current affairs. I'm integrating interview type of study also. I'm integrating a revision and notes making also. When all of this is done, this is going to be brilliant of yours. आप ये कुछ नहीं कर रहे हो. You come to class and do a bad work here. You skip the entire thing. Year after year, you're trying कि prelims नहीं हो रहा, prelims नहीं हो रहा, prelims हो गया. अब ये कुछ नहीं किया था आपने. And then you're complaining, मेरा mains निकल नहीं रहा. I mean, sometimes when people tell me that I'm frustrated, I say, do you even deserve to be frustrated? Now, I've got 2 people in front of me. Okay, one says frustrated, okay, because there's a कुछ नहीं किया नहीं हुआ. And other guy, I know he's worked hard. Who will I feel sorry for? The first one, I act. ऐसा होता है बच्चे लाइफ में ऐसे है. He walks out, I said, अच्छा हुआ यार तू नहीं हुआ. Because there's somebody else, my heart goes out for him. I'll give one last analogy here. देखो. Do you all agree one thing now? That qualifying the examination is a next level game. It is tough. Okay? I say qualifying the barrier requires maybe a points called as 100 points. ठीक है? To reach the ability of 100 points, make notes, read books, current affairs, writing, answer writing, memorization, repeated revisions, you reach this stage. Somebody got 99, didn't qualify. Who gets 100? Some of them, and they have qualified. 98 didn't qualify. 96 couldn't qualify. Think of a guy who has not done any of this and he hits a score of 20 and not qualified. And do you understand? Vacancy आपका 900 1000 ही है. Correct? Who get 100 to qualify, कम ही होंगे. Many of them are either here or they're here. The problem is, most of you end up here and you feel bad. I said, you yahan to kam se kam try to karo. Come this close and don't qualify. I'll say, kismat kharab thi. It's unfair. The system must change. Less vacancies liye nahi hua. But you ask yourself honestly, if you are here and don't qualify, you don't even deserve any type of sympathetic hearing. I know only 1000 will qualify. But yahan tak aake to dekho pehle. And believe me, this is a very big area which is not crowded. Crowding to yahan par hai. Do your work, come here. You will qualify first, second, third attempt mein. But if you're here without the basic work, then this is not fair. You're blaming your destiny, you blame your conditions, you're blaming the system, you blame the institutions, you are cynical, you're complaining. Not fair. I can't feel sorry for somebody who's here and not qualifying. My heart goes out here. And but अगर आप यहां पर हो, qualify नहीं कर रहे हो ना, life has lot of opportunities and you will do well, believe me. I'm not saying these guys will not do well. I mean, nobody for that matter ends up on the streets destitute. But this guy not qualifying, I mean, there is no stopping these guys. I mean, think about what I'm talking about. If you have got your process of preparation right, agar aapka method sahi hai, if you got the essence of what we told you today right, yahan par qualify nahi karna is still fine. You will do well in life. There is huge amount of skill deficit in terms of attitudes, in terms of abilities. Agar yahan par ho, the industry will absorb you. You will find your way, trust me. You will end up at positions you didn't even think you're capable of. Because ये जो journey है ना, this journey is incredibly empowering. आप अलग इंसान होके निकलोगे. Your sensibilities are different. Okay, your connect will be different. Your attitude will change to life and development. But यहाँ तक cross तो करो आप, and then let's see what happens. So your notes making, your answer writing, your method of organizing your skills, that's as important as joining a class and making your notes. For most of you, join करके notes लिखकर आप बंद कर देते हो. Go the entire journey, please. You had GS and optional. You could not make synopsis. Okay. Beta, the truth is, करना तो पड़ेगा आपको. Synopsis summarization after the course gets over is 10 times more difficult. But करना तो पड़ेगा आपको. If you qualify, there's something I want to believe in. देखो, and I really believe in. If you give yourself, and I'm not joking about this, okay, it's almost like a challenge if I'm wrong here. If you give yourself 200 to 250 days of clear, average 5-6 hours of study, you can't be stopped. 200 दिन आपके लाइफ के or 250 days of your life, average 6 hours of study. भाई ये याद रहे, 6 hours of real productive. You know that यहाँ पढ़ाई हुई है. Be honest there. And for 6 hours of study, honest study, आपको बैठना पड़ेगा 7 to 8 to 9 hours. That's the productivity output generally. अगर 6 घंटा 5 घंटा on average दिया 200 दिन, you will qualify. Now it's your choice. वो 200 दिन you want in 1 year or you want in 3 years time. इस साल 50 दिन, next year 30 days, next year 10 years, fourth attempt maybe I gave 70 days. Your choice. I believe that adage, I always say this, to be what you want to be in terms of ambitions, to be where you aspire to be in terms of your life vision. And the fact is, you all are very ambitious. But ambitious नहीं होते ना, आप 6 घंटे 7 घंटे बैठते नहीं मेरे साथ. Ambitious नहीं होते, you wouldn't be in summers of Delhi, okay, in the IAS slums type of lodging and food. You know what these landlords do. छोड़ना मत qualify करने के बाद में. Okay. ठीक है. In the type of conditions that you live in, it's impossible that you are lacking in ambitions. So with the type of ambitions you have, the type of visions you have, if you can put yourself in a process-based preparation, you will make it. Don't lose that direction. Don't lose that. Okay. Yes, Priya. You had no coaching. Whatever notes you have made, make a synopsis. Okay. Bookmarkings are important. Include the bookmarking into your summarizations. Yes. Before you enter a proper test series, the foundation in the subject has to be built. They have got no other choice here. In fact, that's why I'm just telling you about what we will do. For most of your courses, there is a foundation course, plus there is an enrichment and test wala course. Only this you can't qualify. You need the entire thing. That's the truth. Okay. And lot of things which are important can only come after the base is built. Something like, I can't make you write tests till you learn spontaneous writing of answers. Till you memorized your summarizations and your synopsis. Till your current affairs is strong. Tab tak aap ye nahi kar sakte. That's why your optional courses may be 5 or 6 months, but this requires additional 2 to 3 months. Your GS may be 8, 9, 10 months, but this requires additional 2 or 3 months. That's why, it's a long drawn process. पहले ये खत्म करो, फिर ये करो. So if you are entering here and you have gaps here, you are in trouble. So while the course, most of you probably will begin your preparation now. So इसको गांठ बांध लेना. That from the day 1 of your classes, make your notes, make some, and we are there. If you are part of us, we will be there. You can show us your notes. You'll have your communes and groups where you can share your notes. We'll put teachers with you after the class. We'll come and help you with your notes if required. We'll do all of that. That's what I think. I said that's our USP and differentiation. The concept of integrated complete preparation. Current affairs will integrate that, yes. Can coaching institutes substitute hard work? Prince, coaching institutes can give you direction. काम तो बेटा आप ही को करना है. How can I substitute your hard work? I can direct you. I can support you. Okay. मैं खाना बना सकता हूं. खाना तुम्हें ही है ना बेटा. हजम भी तुम्हें ही करना है. Yes, if I had my way, अगर मेरी कोई बात सुन लेता तो बेटा मैं आपके लिए एग्जाम दे के आ जाता. मेरा सुनता ही नहीं है कोई, ना यूपीएस सुनता है ना anybody else. All fine here? So that was the crux of the workshop. We should start our batches somewhere around mid of June, June 8th, 11th June. Offline classes bhi hain, online classes bhi hain. My suggestion, if you are nearby around, you can walk in, join the offline classes. A class clash kar rahi hai, wo alag baat hai, then go for online. Or if some of you are in jobs, then do online. But there's no substitute to this process. Any other clarification you seek, I'm here, our counselors are here. Jojo sir, Manish sir, they always say sit in the other center of ours, but they also come here. You let our counselors know you want to meet any one of them, we'll try to connect you to them. So my wishes to all of you, okay, any other support you required and any other information you want me to clarify, let us know. Okay, online, thank you for joining in. Sonu, these type of questions, I think you ask the counselors, see the website, the details jo hain, okay. Yes. All good? So I think I crossed my time limit by, okay, maybe 10-15 minutes. Okay, we were supposed to find up by 4:30. We started a bit late. Some of you joined us a bit late. In fact, there was a group who was supposed to come of 20 odd students. They got held up for some reasons. We had to wait for them for some time. Okay? So that's what I can say. I hope. I mean, some of them asked me yesterday, sir, is workshop say, what do we take back? I think you take back 3-4 things. One is, you understand the exam a bit more better. That's, I think, is a very important barrier to cross. The second thing is, you have a better sense of what your gaps are. आपकी competencies map हो जाती है कि where is my problem? Notes making, understanding, revisions, time management. I'm impatient with current affairs maybe. I think Jojo sir told this to you. A very important skill you must have is patience. बताया आपको? But patience, and I'll add one more word, faith. Incredible faith होना चाहिए. Patience, जल्दबाजी. अगर skills नहीं है, okay, you can't hurry through. Okay, so you take back a sense of what your competencies are. The third thing you take back is, and I think it's very important, for the first time, some of you are seeing you can sit for 6 hours, 8 hours, and that too with short breaks, and nobody died. I mean, I didn't want to risk it anyways. Okay, but you all survived, no? That's a statement of you can do things what you have not done earlier. Okay, so ये भी बहुत बड़ा आपके लिए अचीवमेंट है. 8 घंटे बैठ रहे हो, okay, वो भी बीच में एक आध, okay, cup of chai लिया होगा, some snacks लिया होगा, no heavy lunch. Deliberately, we didn't want you dozing off in the class itself. As teachers, when I have second half class, I take a very, very light lunch. You know, typical Indians, lunch khaya matlab, you start getting groggy. That's a very important takeaway. And the fourth takeaway, I think it's important, is you get to know us. I mean, whatever I might say, एक बहुत बड़ी intention है, genuinely, at my age, at our level of, okay, say work, there is a sense where I genuinely want to support you guys whatever we can. In some ways, I've seen my good days, my bad days, I've done it all. एक वो satisfaction है. So when I come out and do this workshop, कल शाम को ही बात कर रहे थे, me, Jojo sir, Manish sir, एक और 2 senior teachers हैं, Ashish Sinha, the very senior man, okay, Shashank sir, the senior most man amongst us. Okay, why are we doing this? What will keep us excited? Because even we need motivation. I think that's my motivation. If I can genuinely touch some of your study methods and techniques, okay, without you losing confidence in yourself, I think my work is done to some extent. Plus, I think when you join a course, you better know the team. I mean, it's not easy, 70, 80,000, 1 lakh, 1.5 lakhs. It's a big amount. You're shelling through, and your parents have worked hard. So when you park your money with an institution or teacher, you better know who you are going to pay the money to. Who are we as institutions? Who we are as teachers? Who we are in terms of what we are thinking is important, because, like I said, you make a mistake, you can't come out of it as easily. यही 4-5 चीज I think okay is what to take back from here, and our wishes, okay, my earnest sincere wishes, my blessings. When I say blessings I look like an old man, the wishes is fine, okay, our prayers with all of you. Do well and let's see. आशीर्वाद वही प्रॉब्लम, आशीर्वाद में मुझे लगता है कि यार अब नो माय विशेस ठीक है. सॉरी, टाइम कैसे मैनेज होगा, इन व्हाट सेंस? मैंने एक तो बताया, मैंने ब्लॉक्स कर लो आप 1.5-2 घंटे का ब्लॉक्स बनाकर. ओके ओके, ही आस्क्ड मी व्हाट्स योर नेम बच्चे, व्हाट्स योर नेम, व्हाट्स योर नेम? अमरेंद्र. अमरेंद्र आस्क्ड मी What can you do for time management? देखो, टाइम मैनेजमेंट का सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट रूल है डिसिप्लिन. यू सेट अ ब्लॉक, नो मैटर व्हाट, आपको वो ब्लॉक टच करना पड़ेगा. उसके अलग अलग टेक्निक्स हैं. जैसे कि हम डिक्लेयर कर देते हैं, आई बिलीव इन दैट. व्हेन आई गिव यू अ प्रोस्पेक्टस और आवर प्रोग्राम, हम डिक्लेयर कर दिया इतना 6 घंटा होगा, ये 5 थिंग्स आई विल डिस्कस, these things I will touch. I've done that. The declaration में, okay, you'll have to live with that. और बाकी motivations comes from your work. Time management का बेटा कोई फॉर्मूला ऐसा नहीं है. आपका अच्छा, you are also working. तो देखो बेटा, then be realistic in terms of how much time you actually can give, and if 2023 is the right rational target for you or not. ये तो आपको ही सोचना पड़ेगा ना. Okay, I want to clear in 23, but I know I have got other responsibilities. Then be honest, no? फिर आप अपने आप पे ऐसा प्रेशर मत डालो that you feel bad about it. Either leave your job and work, or with job map your competency and see कि 23 राइट है, 24 राइट है. बट आई से यू कैन स्टिल क्वालिफाई. इफ नॉट 23, 24 इज पॉसिबल. अच्छा, जॉब का नेचर डिसाइड करता है. जनरली दोज हु डू जॉब, 6-7 घंटा तो काम करना पड़ेगा. नोबडी विल पे यू फॉर प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर योर लाइफ जर्नी. लेट्स बी ऑनेस्ट. और अगर आपको लगता है जॉब इज अ नेसेसिटी फॉर यू, देन डोंट कंप्लेन अबाउट इट. वो तो एक पार्ट ऑफ द पैकेज है. But if I'm married, if I have children, I can't complain. वो उसको लेके मुझे प्लानिंग करनी पड़ेगी. तो आपके प्लान में that realism होना चाहिए. But if you come from background, okay, where you must work to support your family, don't complain about it, यार. हर आदमी के लाइफ में कुछ ना कुछ चैलेंज होता है. अब उस चैलेंज को ध्यान में रखकर ऐसे प्लान करो ना. इसमें डोंट बी फ्रस्ट्रेटेड कि आई वांट टू डू इन 1 month and 1 year और नहीं हो पा रहा है. नो, दैट्स अ रॉन्ग वे ऑफ लुकिंग एट लाइफ. अगर मुझे पार्टी जाना है या कहीं जाना है एंड आई नो आई एम 10 kilometers अवे, अकॉर्डिंगली आई विल प्लान. अगर मुझे पता है आई विल टेक 3 hours टू ड्राइव, अकॉर्डिंगली आई विल प्लान. नो, तो अगर नौकरी जरूरी है, यू मस्ट डू, देन डू योर जॉब, बट देन प्लान. नाउ यू नो द जर्नी वेरी वेल. मैंने कहा ना, एवरेज में यू हैव टू गिव 5-6 hours अ डे. अगर एवरेज में आपका सिर्फ 2 घंटा हो रहा है, देन प्लान फॉर अ ईयर आफ्टर नेक्स्ट वाला. अभी से काम करो फिर. ठीक है? यस पीयूष, यू कैन, नो प्रॉब्लम. यस. Now, this is one important question Ritvik asked. Is it good to target state PECS or not? Now listen, as I'm sure some of you had this question. My suggestion to you is, you should not be picking up both at the same time. Online, listen to me. Don't pick up both the options of state and UP at the same time. Why? Because even if syllabus is same, the approach is not same. One. Number two, invariably, state examination more or less coincides with UPSC. उसमें क्या होगा? ना UPSC कर पा रहे हो, ना स्टेट कर पा रहे हो. My suggestion is, you've come this far to plan, put UPSC as your primary target. Prepare for UPSC. and prepare in such a way that एक अच्छा सा मेंस दे देना, clear prelims and give mains, उसके बाद do parallelly. Believe me, आपका पहले अटेम्प्ट में स्टेट निकल जाएगा. It's like, I aim, okay, for the moon, okay, I will still throw the stone further. If I aim for few meters, I'll miss my mark. So if you keep your UPSC as the main pillar and work for UPSC and give one mains properly, मतलब आपका सिलेबस सेट हो गया. अब मैं बोलूंगा go give a state also. अब ये भी बोलूंगा जॉब करना, जॉब भी करो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं. But after one good mains, because then you're fundamentally set. You don't have to be out of job year after year for 5 years. कोई जरूरत नहीं है. 2 साल डालो, ढंग से प्रिपेयर करो, एक मेंस दे देना with satisfaction कि I have done what I could have done. उसके बाद it's all about updations, it's all about revisions, वो हो जाएगा. Is a state job as fulfilling as the UPSC? Ritvik, come on. ये वही वाला कैटेगरी का क्वेश्चन हो गया. Okay. Fulfilling, not fulfilling is about with what intention you work. That's one. Number 2, अगर UPSC आपका aim है ना, okay, and you join state services, every time you see an IAS and IPS, कभी ना कभी दिल धड़केगा. Okay? So it can't be same. At same time, it is not bad. But अभी क्यों सोच रहे हो स्टेट के बारे में, ऋत्विक? Prepare for IAS, prepare for the central services, audit services, give one mains properly, then think about the state examination. Yes, Rishita. Okay, do the enrichment alongside. In fact, in our pedagogy, we have a program called as Main Support Program, MSP बोलते हैं. We have a 2 months program just before the mains. Why? Because for many of you who prepare this year, आप शायद mains दोगे 25 में, 26 में. Let's be honest here. For many of you will give your mains in 24. एक साल में आप भूल जाते हो. And if you have been our student, okay, we allow you to come and make up some revisions in that 2 months. Okay, we'll tell you what the fees can be. It's very nominal. Okay, ताकि you can get back into the process. So if you do the foundation now, do the test series now itself. और मेंस के पहले अगर 1 साल का गैप हो गया, come and join the MSP program. Rather than don't do the whole course again. Not required. Okay, I think I have answered all questions online. All questions online done? Yes? Okay. So, thank you so much for being with us, being patient with the process. Like I said, any questions, any queries, okay, reach out and you can talk to us. Okay? So, all the best. Bye-bye. Thank you. Okay, have a nice weekend of whatever remains. Okay, Sunday तो खत्म हो गया आपका, whatever remains.